Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my Week 17 NFL previews and analysis. This video is for the game between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. This game will take place out in Oakland. Oakland, obviously, at this point, really playing for pride at this point. I know it's an overused term, but it fits in this one. I mean, they have a division rival coming in. Terrell Pryor will get the start. The future of their head coach, Dennis Allen, very much in question. We'll see how they come out and play for him this week. Then you have Denver coming in, okay, at 12-3. If they win, they clinch home field throughout the playoffs in the AFC. The only other team that's a threat to them in that respect is the Patriots. Both these teams are playing in that 4 o'clock window. So the Broncos won't know, okay, any more than they would have known at 1 o'clock whether they're going to be in a position for that home field advantage or not. So they have to play this game is my point. They won't be resting any starters. And one thing I think they should do, though, is rest Wes Welker. I don't think they should risk him getting hurt, getting another concussion heading into the playoffs. But we'll see how they handle that situation. And when you look at the matchup between these two teams, I think Oakland played a lot better than I expected earlier in the season at Denver. And I think it all starts with Oakland running the football. The combination of Rashad Jennings, Darren McFadden, and Terrell Pryor finding some way to put pressure on that Broncos defense running the ball. Because from a defensive standpoint, I can't get out of my head the two performances that past defense has had at home against the Eagles and Kansas City. Okay, and if you look, Denver obviously has the best passing attack in the league. So now they're coming into Oakland. How does that Oakland pass defense rise up to the challenge if they do it all? I think is going to be a big factor in this game. On defense for the Broncos, the replacing of Von Miller and figuring out a rotation that works starts now. This is a defense that, the over came in all 6 games. Von Miller didn't play earlier in the season. Von Miller was coming on very nicely. He had a good 9 games that he did play. He's obviously out for the year now. Sean Phillips needs to step back up again. Okay, he has double-digit sacks on the season, and then they're going to go with it looks like a rotational basis, to replace Von Miller, and we'll see if anyone steps up and separates himself from the pack here in this game versus Oakland. I think that's going to be the main question mark for the Broncos heading into the playoffs. That defense, and can they get pressure on the quarterback without Von Miller? And then offensively, look, they're a well-oiled machine at this point. I don't think they're going to have much trouble here with the Raiders. But long-term in the playoffs, avoiding any kind of windy, cold scenario will probably be pretty key in their success or failure. Again, I don't think the cold is a problem with the Broncos. I think the windy weather could be affecting the stability of his ball in the air and things of that nature. But in this particular game, they're playing a division rival on the road, and if they win, they clinch home field advantage. So I don't think the motivation is going to be a problem. I don't think the weather's going to be a problem. I think they do enough on the defensive side of the ball against a guy in Pryor who, I think played a lot better earlier in the season than was expected. But there's sort of been a shuffling of quarterbacks here in Oakland. No one really able to get in a decent groove here. We'll see how Pryor comes out and plays. Again, we'll see how hard this Raiders team plays for themselves and also for their head coach, Dennis Allen. I think the Broncos will sort of overwhelm them in this one. And look, the Broncos know they're going to have a bye next week. So this is truly, their tune-up game. And them getting ready for the playoffs, obviously with next week being their bye. So I really like Denver in this one, and I like Denver pretty big in this one. I like Denver minus the 12 on the road in Oakland. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I preview all the games, guys. We'll be previewing the playoff games. I'm going to cover the NFL draft as well, wall to wall. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.